we have another special guest, which this person is literally an icon, an Academy Award winning actor, a writer, producer, director, best-selling author. He is the co-founder of CORE, which is the Community Organized Relief Effort, a nonprofit that's dedicated to saving lives and strengthening communities that are affected in vulnerable situations, including places like Haiti, the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, and even right here in the United States. Right now, their efforts are super important there because, they're actively trying to get people tested for COVID-19. We all know how big of an issue this pandemic is. Even the fact that we're right here on this Zoom call is because of this pandemic. And so all the work that CORE has been doing has been fundamental to really bringing us forward in this process, in this transition, in this pandemic. And so I really am excited to introduce our next guest, Sean Penn. How are you?
I'm very well. Hello to all. But first, I guess, shall I jump right in?
Yeah, please tell me what's up. What are your thoughts on Georgia, on this runoff situation tomorrow?
Well, I've only got one thought that's streaming through me all day, every day, and I don't have a luxury, and none of us do, of thinking anything else, but I do have the luxury of a front row seat to the likelihood of this. I'm 60 years old. I'm born in 1960. My father was from what they called the greatest generation. And we've tried, I've seen it through my life. God knows when Stephen Stills wrote For What It's Worth, beautifully performed, ladies, by the way. I remember that on the radio, looking out the windows of the car at the activities on the streets and the anti-war movement at that time. But there was not the kind of cohesion of spirit. There wasn't I have never had so much belief that with an efficient government, we will have a hyper-efficient citizenry based on this young generation. I saw it. I was with our staff out at our biggest test site today at Dodger Stadium, all about the ages of the people I'm looking at on this Zoom call right now. And, I do recognize, as you all do, that there is complacency in every generation, including your own, but the leadership that outweighs that I'm seeing is something where, I'm feeling like I got to quit smoking because there might be a lot to live for. It's really exciting. What you guys are doing is so essential. I was in Georgia between Christmas and New Year's, and I saw the same thing there with the young grassroots organizations. And I think the one big message that I like to share with people, because we're so quick to cannibalize from the inside, to criticize, like-minded people, because everybody's got their particular issue they focus on, and so on. And God knows there's a more progressive wing and a more centrist wing of any given party. But what we do know this country and the world needs right now is efficiency in governance. And what Georgia has the ability to be is an efficiency we would not have seen in my lifetime. Yep. Because it doesn't just have a generally like-minded Congress at that point. If these two Senate seats are won, it has you. It has a generation who is engaged. And I think one of the silver linings of this COVID-19 thing,
this is amazing,
is accountability. The fact that that as a country, we're starting to understand who is accountable for what. Civic knowledge is building, and that's going to be the game changer.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Civic knowledge and service are going to be the game changers. And what you're doing is service. So I just say thank you as one old timer to a bunch of those who'll see the future forward.
No, Sean, I think you make a really good point in that I too get so much inspiration from the young people that are out here. And I think that we stand on the shoulders of giants like yourself who have been doing this work for decades now. I mean, you said yourself, you're 60 years old, and I think you have set up in part the foundation that has now enabled us to organize in Georgia, organize this event for Georgia and get out the vote for tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you all.